When I first started exploring mini PCs, the biggest drawback wasn't performance, it was noise. The form factor made them perfect little desktop replacements, handling everyday computing tasks without a problem, with almost zero footprint. But too often, using one felt like parking a buzzing drone on your desk. Over the years, more efficient processors and smarter cooler solutions have made things better, but nothing has pushed silence and size to the extreme quite like this. The Minix Z350 keeps the Nook-style footprint, packs in 8 cores, offers modular components, and does it all with a completely fanless 0 decibel design. Let's check it out. Hey, I'm CJ. Thanks for joining me as I take a look at the Minix Z350 0dB mini PC. In this review, I'll walk you through the Z350 specs and features, see what it takes to get up and running, and then dive straight into performance testing. We'll see whether this system can really make the most of its 8-core processor, or if the passive cooling holds it back. Finally, I'll share my thoughts on whether the silence is worth the price. This one's going to be a quick review, so let's get right into it. Opening up the box, you get the mini PC itself, a VESA mount plate, an HDMI cable, a compact external power supply with interchangeable US, UK, and EU plugs, the Wi-Fi antenna, and a user's guide. The Z350 measures 123 by 119 by 45 millimeters and weighs in at a solid 900 grams, right around 2 pounds. Inside, it's powered by Intel's N350 processor, which packs 8 12th gen Grace-Mont efficiency cores. These are single-threaded cores with a max turbo frequency of 3.9 gigahertz, an ultra-low 7-watt base power draw, and a peak PL2 limit of 12 watts. Graphics are handled by a 32 execution unit integrated GPU clocked up to 1.3 gigahertz. For memory, the system runs on a single 16 gigabyte DDR4 3200 SODIMM. Storage comes from a 512 gigabyte M.2 PCIe 4 NVMe SSD, upgradable to 4 terabytes. And wireless connectivity is handled by Intel's AX201 Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 adapter. On the left side of the chassis, you'll find the power button, a 3.5mm audio jack, two 10 gigabit USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, a 10 gigabit Type C data-only port, and a micro SD reader. Swing around to the right and you get the power input, two USB 2.0 Type A ports, a single 2.5 gigabit Ethernet jack, and dual HDMI 2.0 ports that can drive two 4K displays at 60 Hz and can handle Dolby, True HD, and DTS HD pass-through on supported media players. Around the back is where the Wi-Fi antenna mount. At the time of filming, the Z350 Aspect cost about $350. Once I had the Z350 hooked up to my peripherals, the first boot dropped me right into the standard Windows 11 setup. No surprises there. The process did stall a bit during the update step, but that turned out to be a Windows Server hiccup, not an issue with the PC itself. I bypassed the network requirement, finished the install with a local user account, and a couple hours later, once the servers were back up and functioning, I was able to update Windows without any problems. The Windows 11 install itself was a clean base version, no extra junk thrown in. A lot of smaller PC brands like to bundle things like Norton Antivirus or other trialware, but Minix kept it as clean as Windows can be, which I really appreciate. With the Z350 up and running, it was time to see what it can do. I ran my usual quick set of tests for ultra-low power mini PCs and lined it up against a few systems in the same spec or price ballpark, including the larger but also passively cooled Maxtang SXRL20 and the actively cooled Beelink EQ14 powered by the N150. Starting with raw CPU and Geekbench 6 multi-core, the Z350 comes in about 36% faster than the EQ14. You feel that headroom when you've got a couple of apps working in the background. Against the Maxtang, the Z350 is about 45% behind. Not shocking given the Maxtang's P and E hybrid core layout and higher power budget. In single core, the Z350 holds about an 11% edge over the EQ14, but trails the Max Tang by about 37%, so quick, lightly threaded actions still favor the bigger chip. GPU compute is where the Z350 overachieves. Its iGPU score is about 89% higher than the EQ14 and roughly double the Max Tang's. That doesn't turn it into a gaming box, but it does mean smoother 4K playback, snappier UI animations, and better acceleration in lightweight graphics tasks. On to real-world tests. Starting with Photoshop, the Z350 lands 8% lower than the EQ14 and 34% behind the Max Tang. Photoshop mixes single-core, multi-core, and GPU work, and this is where the Z350's lower 12-watt PL2 shows its limits over long bursts. Premiere Pro is a brighter spot. The Z350 is 25% faster than the EQ14 and only about 7% behind the Max Tang. With its beefier iGPU, simple H.264 HEVC timelines and proxy edits feel perfectly manageable. Day-to-day productivity is the Z350's comfort zone. In the ProCyan productivity test that measures moderately heavy multitask operations in the Microsoft Office suite, the Z350 is about 3% ahead of the EQ14, though still 39% off the Max Tang's pace. In Jetstream 2, web responsiveness is 32% better than the EQ14 and 23% behind the Max Tang. Heavy sites and web work in Office 365, Google Docs, or browser-based portals feels noticeably smoother than on the N150 box. Big picture, compared to the actively cooled EQ14, the Minix Z350 is completely silent and generally much quicker, especially in multi-core GPU compute and web workloads, though it does ask about $110 more. Up against the passively cooled but significantly larger $460 Max Tang, it gives up 35 to 45% in CPU-bound tasks, yet wins decisively on iGPU throughput. If you value silent, small size, and balanced everyday performance, the Z350 hits a sweet spot without the desk drone soundtrack. And it did all of that without thermal throttling, which is rare for a passively cooled system. In heavy multi-core loads, the CPU topped out at 96 degrees Celsius, high but still 9 degrees under the N350's 105 TJ Max. Minix gets there by leaning on power limits rather than letting the chip cook. The N350 short-term ceiling, or PL2, is about 15 watts. The Z350 caps it at 12 watts, or roughly 12% lower. From a performance standpoint, that's a fair trade. You saw that slight performance drop in Photoshop, but it's nothing like the nosedive you get when a CPU starts thermal throttling. Heat on the chassis is the real concern. With a smaller heatsink, that warmth concentrates and the case surface climbed to almost 70 degrees Celsius or about 158 Fahrenheit, it's easy to feel around the ports and power buttons. So plan your cable swaps and maybe take advantage of the VESA mount if you want it out of reach. What isn't a concern is the power budget. At idle, the Z350 sips under 4 watts, and with all 8 cores pegged, it peaked around 22 watts. For an 8-core desktop, that's impressively frugal. The Minix Z350 is almost unmatched in the truly Nook-sized fanless mini PC space. There are other silent boxes out there, but like the Max Tang, they're larger and skew industrial, more car audio amp than living room PC. On pure price to performance, better values exist. The GMK Tech M6 and the Geekom IT12 both outpace the Z350 and can come in up to $100 less. They get there with higher power CPUs and active cooling, which often means audible fans. Within its niche, the Z350 stands mostly alone. If you want a silent Nook-sized PC that still handles everyday work, media, and light creativity tasks, this is the one. That said, a few basics are missing. The Type-C is data only, no DisplayPort alt mode, and no power delivery. A full-featured USB-C would make single cable docking easy and let you tuck the warm chassis out of reach behind a monitor or under a desk. The single 2.5 gigabit port also feels dated. In 2025, dual 2.5 gigabit Ethernet is common on small boxes and would open the door to router, firewall, or virtualized network roles without adapters. Display output is limited to dual HDMI 2.0. The N350 supports 3 displays, so adding DisplayPort or swapping one HDMI for DP would help, especially for folks running older LTS Linux distros that play nicer with DisplayPort. Bottom line, if silence, tiny footprint, and excellent efficiency are non-negotiable, the Z350 delivers a best-in-class experience and feels worth the premium over the noisier N-series minis. If you need more ports, multi-NIC networking, or sustained CPU grunt, the louder, more powerful options offer better value. For whisper quiet daily driver, media hub, or bedroom office PC, the Minix Z350 nails the brief. If you're looking for a more capable but still silent mini PC with a larger footprint, check out my review of the Maxtang XXRL20 here. If you're on the fence, my full mini PC review playlist is here. If this was helpful, tap like, it really does help the channel. For more reviews like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.